Hello everyone, my name is Hassan Tufan from the United States Department. I have a question. If your 1-year-old son or daughter was deadly ill, will you not try and do anything you could do to save them? So last time when I came here, I talked about medical marijuana, and medical marijuana has actually realized that it's very beneficial, but it has been having a problem, particularly to the government. And so today I'll actually be talking about a little bit of recap of why it was a problem and what marijuana is. I'm going to talk about the cure and my proposal plan, and also some of the solutions and how the cost benefit in the future. So medical marijuana, as you know, has been, for the last 10 years, has been one of the most discussed topics around the country, because people have started realizing that it has been a little bit beneficial actually. According to the CNN, actually, 21 states and Washington DC actually legalized marijuana. And so that means that it has been a little bit of a push to see that marijuana is also beneficial in one way or the other, and also can be used as a recreational use. And so, if you might know, the FDA, which is the Food and Drug Administration, has actually said that marijuana is one of the most addictive drugs. We have no medicinal value. But when they made that statement, there actually was no scientific backup between that. According to one of the posts by Reuters, they came to realize that it was just a statement that I made, because back in the 60s when marijuana came out, actually the government had brainwashed a lot of Americans about saying, oh, it is bad, people should not take it, and they came out with a movie called The Reefer Madness back in 1964, telling people that when you take marijuana, you get crazy. And then came from rapists to accidents, and even telling people to be mad. And so, as you all know, I'm sure you guys know about and Dr. Sanjay Gupta. He's one of the chief medical correspondents for CNN. And back in 2009, he came up with the idea that he said no to marijuana. But of recent times, he has actually overturned that. Now he's now saying that marijuana is actually beneficial to people. And so he actually has been traveling around the country, and he actually been telling people that the government has actually been lying to people that marijuana is no use. And so he came up with the idea that actually he met some people and he had some testimonies. One of this girl, her name is Fide, she was 2 years old, and she actually had seizures. And so her seizures, she usually have 300 seizures a month, which is a whole lot for a 2-year-old child. But after trying other different medications, it didn't work out. But when she was given an extractant for food of marijuana, she was able to move from 300 seizures a month to 2 per week. And so that was a significant difference. And there were more than 3 cases. Another girl was Vivian. Vivian's case was another very interesting video. Vivian actually is in the state of New Jersey, and New Jersey is not, marijuana is illegal in New Jersey. So she had to travel down to Colorado just to get medication for marijuana. And she had a significant increase. Also, she usually had like 200 seizures a week, and has moved to 1, and sometimes she doesn't even have it in some couple of months. So that actually has been one of the things that have been coming up. So one of the proposals I came out with was to do awareness. Many people don't know about the case where marijuana is very beneficial to people. But awareness group have been coming out. We have the NORML, which is the National Organization for Reform for Medical Marijuana, which actually goes away to inform the public about the benefits of marijuana. And so creating such organizations like this has been pushing. According to the CNN poll, most of this organization has got national acclaim throughout the country, so that's a huge push. Now, the 30 states that have not legalized marijuana, according to the poll by Reuters, 62% of the people living in those states have actually agreed that marijuana should be legal in their states. So that's already also an increase in awareness in the country. And also how marijuana should be taxed in this country, and should be taxed if legalized, and how the money can be beneficial to the state. Colorado and Washington are targeted to have $120 million just this year, and that is tax revenue money, and you can use that money to build schools, roads, teacher salaries, and other things that also increase awareness program. And so this can not only help the state, but it's going to help the people living in those states actually. And we all know about tobacco and alcohol. They are Schedule II drugs, while marijuana is a Schedule I drug. Well, Schedule I drug simply means that it is illegal to dispose or sell that drug. So it's put to the level of ecstasy, the LSD, So, but instead, tobacco, actually, according to the doctor survey, is actually having problems because tobacco tend to have nicotine, which is addictive. But marijuana is not addictive, actually. What marijuana does is like when you inhale it or you're taking it from extracted food, what it does is like it goes towards your body and then it goes straight to your brain. That's where you feel high or giddy. At any point in time, you calm down. But with nicotine, you're being forced to take it time again or chewing tobacco. And they're come to realize that um, tobacco and alcohol tend to be more dangerous than marijuana because if you look at across the country, 750,000 people have been arrested every year in terms of, I'm sorry, 1 point something million people, 1.5 million people have been arrested in terms of alcohol or tobacco, oh no, sorry, alcohol, because you have death, accidents, but with marijuana, it's actually a plant. It's not like it's a drug that's been formed, but it's actually a plant that grows. And so, with recent national surveys coming out, according to the Huffington Post, alcohol has tended to be more deadly than marijuana. And so we can get to, one of my proposals is going to be to state lawmakers to can change the drugs, they change the drug laws in the various states. For example, in the country, 750,000 people have been arrested for marijuana possessions. And that will cost the state and even the government a lot of money because when you get somebody in a problem in the possession of medical marijuana, you have to go through a whole process. It's the time of the police officer, you have to get attorney fees, you have to go to court, and so all these accumulate a lot of fees to get it. According to the New York Times, the United States spends $20 to $50 billion in court cases, in legal problems when it comes to medical marijuana, just for medical marijuana only alone. And if they can legalize marijuana throughout this state, this is actually going to be benefit to cut down the cost of not only improving jail, but also our taxpayers' money. So in the United States, marijuana is considered a legal drug. Some Americans say it is toxic to humans. Marijuana use has been treated more harshly under the law than users of alcohol and tobacco. And so that means that there's a strong evidence that shows that tobacco products such as cigarettes, chewing tobacco are far worse than the use of marijuana. And so that goes to show the difference in between alcohol and marijuana. One substance can lead to people having a more positive experience in their community, and the other can lead to chaos, but it's illegal. It actually doesn't make sense because if you can legalize tobacco and alcohol, then that means you can legalize marijuana. And so the legality of marijuana makes it more valuable than if it were legal. Remember, keep in mind, when you legalize something, people tend to break that law. They always want to break that law. But when you legalize it, the less chance for people not to come into deal with breaking that law of that. And so according to CNN, marijuana's illegality makes foreign cultivation and smuggling to the United States extremely profitable, sending billions of dollars overseas in the underground economy while directing funds from productive economic development. So realize that when all this smuggling, these cartel groups, their finances and all the position of the, money they have, more than 60% is actually coming from the United States, according to a poll by Reuters. And that is a whole lot of money. If we can legalize this and cultivate that in a whole restricted way in the United States, we can save a lot of money in the country. So another case is going to be I will use also the assist of the 21 states where marijuana is legal to put forward a constitution for the approval of marijuana for medical use. So what it means is that we're going to use this 21 states and trying to pass a message across of how to tell them that, okay, these 21 states were legal, things have been getting better. In Washington and Colorado, they have tended to realize for the last year, prison costs have actually gone down, and statistics have shown that. And so that has saved the states tax money in order to be used in those situations. So those are my plans. So as I talk about a little bit of the queue, they said Dr. Sanjay Gupta has actually traveled around the world. He also reported for several sites on growing and distribution of marijuana, but also concentrated on the safety and the efficacy of medical marijuana, which is the most important thing about it. The use about it is about the safety and efficacy of marijuana. I'm also going to talk about as being medically used. Research on medical marijuana has proven that marijuana helps with HIV/AIDS patients. HIV is one of the leading causes of death, primarily in African Americans. In this disease, patients suffer from loss of appetite and pain. So many patients have complained that pharmaceutical drugs that physicians provide them does not help them through this disease. Studies have shown that medical marijuana has proven for some patients to have better results than prescription drugs, but opponents have held back because of that. The reason is that there's a lot of survey going on, but remember, the government is the problem here. The government actually has outlawed medical marijuana. So we are actually training that the states, if the state lawmakers of various states can come in together and make the change with the government, this might change a whole lot of things, because at this particular point in time, according to the National Liberty Survey, only 6% of research has been going on through medical marijuana, which is very significant. If they can push that number to be more than 20 or 30%, that's going to help people to find out the more benefits of medical marijuana across the board in different kinds of diseases. Marijuana may prevent Alzheimer's diseases, relieve chronic pain, and fight the effects of cancer. Also, recent research has shown that marijuana can fight the effects of fibromyalgia, cataracts, glaucoma, diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, osteoporosis, multiple sclerosis. And Dr. Sanjay Gupta had a program called The Cannabis Madness, where we saw this man whose daughter suffered from multiple sclerosis. He met with the governor of New Jersey, and there actually was a serious battle. It was on TV, that why can't you pass a law of medical marijuana? My daughter has been getting better, but she can't stay here. I have to travel every day, which incurs me cost, just to go to Colorado, to the closest state where I can get treatment for my daughter. So it's actually a serious case. But at this particular point in time, according to the CNN poll, 3 states, New York, Illinois, and Minnesota, are actually, the state lawmakers and legislators are actually working on how to pass this across the country. We've been predicted, according to the poll by Reuters, by the end of this year, maybe more than 30 states might legalize medical marijuana. So there's been a serious awareness how this marijuana has been getting a medical attention, both medical and recreational attention. Legalized marijuana will reduce the flow of money from the American economy into international criminal gangs within the country, and also it's going to limit the way young people under the age of 18 to get possession of this marijuana. Remember, tobacco and alcohol can be sold to the age of 18, and that's why you see, according to the poll by Reuters, that teens are actually suffering, having a lot of accidents with the rate of alcohol. It has really increased, particularly to the DC government. Okay, so one of the, so this has been also a serious problem across the board. So in conclusion, I have made you aware of the importance of marijuana, and so it's up to you to dictate and decide for your own if medical marijuana should be legalized. I've alerted you why the public should know that marijuana is a viable medicine. There may be drugs out there that do a better job combating specific symptoms. There may be the benefit of marijuana, while used in conjunction with other treatments option could be very beneficial in our lives and in the future. So to end the prohibition of marijuana, we must eliminate laws that were created for political, not scientific reasons. We must remove marijuana from the no medical Schedule 1 list in the Controlled Substance Act. We must trust the people who love to grow plants and allow them to freely grow medical marijuana. Not only will we stop wasting our time and money on laws we don't need, we'll stop supporting the violent people who depend on those laws to finance war. As we celebrate Medical Marijuana Awareness Week, we demand the freedom of the founder of this country how to grow and use marijuana. Let freedom grow.